Hi all, today we will start a new lesson of section 1 app 3. So what are the programs we will discuss here in app 3. So mostly we'll discuss about this statics and all in app. So what are the static methods, how we will initialize a static method, what is instance variables, static instance and static variables and all, how we will declare what are IIB, what is SIB, how to declare this all. So this all will be covered in this section 1 app 3 and 4. So mostly we will cover this based on the programmatical way. So whatever the programmings will be there, based on that we will also cover some of the basic of theory, like what is this. So here see, this is the program which I have in app 3 in section 1. The main method class, we declare the package. In section 1 app is the package. Inside that we have a class, so that class A I have declared, and after that we have the main method I declare. So in that main method we have SOP system.out.println as hello world as 4 times I mentioned, and here we create a test. So that test is a method which is void type and a static method, a static void type method. We are printing this form test. So we'll see like how this will be executed, like the static void test method, when this will be executed. So while you are doing this main method, so main method is the gateway. So already we discussed in previous videos, main method is gateway. So in that main method we have a whatever the calls will be happen, through that only this will be. So this is the non-reachable method, because inside the main method we don't have any flow to call this void test, a static void test, public static void test. So this is unreachable statement which will not call, because inside main method we don't have. Okay, like this. So this will be the output. And the second we have like a class P. So that class P I added the package, and after that we have a main method. So first what will happen, program will call the main method. So because both are static, but main method is a priority which will be called. So first we'll go for the main method. Inside what he'll see, this one is a form main is there, but we don't have any static void test call. So the again this whatever, if you are putting inside the class first and before the method or after the method, nothing will be happen, only will be executed this main method. So suppose if you mention inside the class first you have declared public static void test, and after that you declare the main method. So whatever the condition, if you are not declaring or calling the test method inside the main method, then this will be unreachable. And then same the output will be, and after that we have a this one. So the class we declare, inside this class we have a main method. So that main method is there, but we have a again test we declare inside the class before the main method, and again we have test one we declare outside the class, inside the class outside of method. So outside of main method. So whatever you declare, because you are not calling in the main method, so the same this will be again nothing, both the statement will be unreachable. So like how we will call this test method, or how we will call other method inside the method, what is a static method, what is non-static method, when to call static, when to call non-static, that we need to check. So here see how we will call this method inside the method, static method inside the static method. So this is the main method. We created class T. Inside that first the execution will go for the main method. So we have public static void main. Inside that we have system.out.println, and we created a main being. After that we have a test. So this is the call which will be go for this static void test method. So static void test method will have a test. So this output will be printed, and then it will go for the main end. So like that we need have a call for this, whatever the method you are declaring, we have to call in the main method, then only we will call. So here see the output, whatever before class was there, they haven't called any method inside the main method, so that's why was unreachable. Now this will be called. The same way we will check of other program here. This is the E program. So here in the class E declare, and inside that we will go for the main method first, the static main method. So static main method is this one, and inside that main begin, and then again we have a test1 and test2, because we declared before test1 test1 and test2 was unreachable. But here what happened, because in main method we declared test1 method we need to invoke. So while you need to invoke the test1 method, it will go for the public static void test1, and whatever the data will be there, that will be printed through the system.out.println. So form test will be printed, and again it will go for the execution of line number 13 here. It will go for the test2. So this is the static void. So whatever, either public or static void test2 or static void test2, so this one will be called, and then test2 will be called, and after that we will go for the method main end, like this. So either you can declare public in method, or if you want you can non-declare. So this one will be the main method from test1 and test2. And again if you go for other program here, what we are doing here, so this is the F class where we have a main method. So that main method we have main being, then we are calling from test1 will go for this this line number 7 will call. After that we'll have some space this one, and after that again they are calling for test1. So we can call multiple time in the main method, or whatever the main method is there, inside the main method we can call multiple time in the same method. Either we have static, non-static and all. So how we will call, we will check. But here we are a static, test1 is there, we are calling multiple time. So that way, and again this will be print SOP, and the main end will be printed. So someone will ask like how many times we can call this one static method inside the static method. So like we can call many times, not an issue for that. And here we have a class G, we have added the package, and after that we'll go for the main method. Because whatever declaration, this one is test1 and test2, it will be called through the main method only. So main method will go for that, and then main being test1. So test1 will go for here, and this test1 will go for here, and then it will print for the test1, and after that again it will go the execution of this one. So test2 is there, so test2 will go for this one, and after that we'll check test being, and then again we have a test1 call. So inside this method, inside the one static method, inside another static method also we can call. So this is the test1 again, this is called inside the test2. So again this will be called, and this things will be printed test1, and then it will go for the test2 end execution, and after that it will go for the here this main end. So like that executions will work. So if you will do the debug and all, then you know the flow how internally is happening. So the main end test1, test2 begin, then again test1, test2 begin, and then main end, like this. Yeah, so others what we have regulated for this, like we have a static. So a static first will go for the main method will print main, and then test class will have a main test class. So these all are the way where we can create a static method, how we will call the static method, what are the main method, when to use main method, how we will call the static method inside the main method. So this way are there. What is non-static method, how we will declare non-static, we will go for the next. But this way others we have this one. See, this is the, so after that main method we have some test, but test is not defined here. So how you will, so you will get some error. This method test is undefined for the type of I. Why type of I? Because I is the class name. So here this error will come because test is not defined. So if you run this program, you will get some idea like why this I'm getting error, because test we have declared, but not has been created any method inside this I method. So this is undefined. So you will get this type of exception. Yeah. Then thus we have like this one. So if you all create a package here, create a class of K, then we'll go for the main method. main method have test class first. So we'll go for the test class. So test class already declared here, a static void test. So we'll go for, and then form test will be print, then form test, and then we'll go for this SOP, and then again they are calling from test class. So again these two SOP will be printed. Again it will go for the line number 15. Again it will go for the test class, and these two will be printed like this. So this type of executions will happen for this static method inside the method and all. So see this one. So two times form test is happen after that space. So if you'll go for this next program, so then next program what will happen, like we have main method. So in main method we have a test. So that test will go for the test class, static void test method. So this method what will happen, they will print two times and that return, and then it will go for the again this one and this one. So like that. So if you want to run this program here, so what is the return, when to use return in method? So because in returns we are not passing anything, so what will happen in this main method, we are calling test1, so means test. So that test form being and main int will be there, and after that return again it will go for here, then again we are calling for this test. So this is the void type. So if you want, if you are declaring return is fine, if you are not declaring also is fine. So the same output will be printed here. And others program is also related for this only static. So these all are app3 programs based on the static declaration, how we will declare a call from a static main method to a static method and all. So this is the main method. First we, whatever the class you created, then you will go for the main method. Main method you created on main being, and then you will go for the test. Test will created the static void test. So in that test we have a test being, and after that we have a condition, boolean condition, if true. So if true, then it will go for this and return, and after that it will go for the test end. So this is the main method. So this is the test end. So first what will happen, it will go for the main being, then it will call the test method. So the test method execution is this way. So it will go for the test being, and then by default if true, so condition they are checking. So condition is true, then it will go for form if return, and after that it will go for test int, then again it will go for main int, like this. So return already we told, like in void type, if you are declaring return is also fine, if you are not declaring return. But if you are putting any string value, integer value, then in that cases you need to declare a return as the same in variables what you have declared. So like this, main being, test being, form if, main int is coming, and then it will go for this here for the next program. So in that next program we'll have a main method. So main method will have a test method. So the test method will go for this. So that test method we know, like a static method is there, so we can call inside this our main method. So the test method, inside the test method we have a test being SOP we have printed, and after that return, and that return again we are doing this one. So this will be unreachable, because inside after return you can't print anything here. So what will give unreachable code? This code is not unnecessary code which will be unreachable. So what you will give if you mention outside of this you will get, but here inside after return we can't give any SOP. So how you will be see the error exact inside the console, the same unreachable code you will get the exception. So see, unreachable code is there. How? Because of you have already done the return. If you are not doing, then that is fine, but if you are doing here return, then after return we can't do SOP here, because that will be unreachable. And then thus we have a like object or the class which I have created, added the package declaration here, and the main method, main being started, main end, then return. So not an issue for that. In the class also we can do the return, sorry, in method also we can do the return, main method. That will be not an issue, because For that also we have a void return type. So if you are doing return type as a void, then if you want, you can do return, else not an issue. But if you are putting any integer and all, you have to put the values for that return. But here what we are doing, this is this main method. So the main method, we are checking the conditions. So if 100 equal to 100, yeah, this is true. So that always will go for the if conditions, will go the verify either true or false. Whatever the condition is there, they will check and they will return as a true and false. So if 100 is equal to 100 means true, that will go for the return, because void is there, not an issue, return, and then after that return it will go for this execution flow main end. So this is the main method. Inside the main method we are only checking the conditions based on the if. So we have if, else, else if, for each and all. So that loop also we will go for the next program in the next sections. Yeah, so this is the output, and after that we'll have this one. So we created one class, that is queue, and it's a app. And in main method we are checking the conditions. So by default we mention either you can check the condition or you have true false. So if you are mentioning if true, then already condition is satisfied as a true, then means it will go for the return. So again return, once you have made the return inside that, so after that whatever you are doing, that will be unreachable. So this is also again an unreachable code. So not necessary to go inside after, because you have already put it return. So return will return the execution from this flow to, it will go from the line number of 12. But this is unreachable, so you will get here exception. So while running this program, you will get some unreachable code of line number 10. So 10, what type of exception will come? Unreachable code. So you will get some of the exception. So better after return you can't do anything for this SOP if you are doing any return. Then we created one class, so that class is R, created a package, declare a package, and after that we'll go for the main method. So main method will have a SOP, and after that they are calling one test method. So the test method we have a integer type. See here, before whatever we seen, that was a void type. So here a static int test. So that test is test is have a return type. Test is a method which will have a return type, and this is a static. So once classes will be loaded, then all the static method, static variables and all will be declared. So this is the integer type. So for that you need to do the return. So if you are not doing any return here, then you will get some of the exception here. This method must have a return. This method must have a return as a result type int. Because why? Because type you need to mention as return as a int, because you have an integer type only. If you are not doing, then you will get a compile time exception while running this program. And see this correct exception which we are getting here. Hello world, because this already executed main method call, hello world printed. After that test call went for the test. Seen like integer type is a return type, but they have integer is a type, they are static int test method. So integer type is the test method, but they are not doing any return. So for that we have you need to declare a return as a int. So you will get this type of exception you need to do. If you are not doing, we have a compile time exception. And then this is the S class which we have declared. And declaration, while declaration we have a main method inside this main being a start, and after that we have a test class call. So while we are doing a test class call, so whatever the values will come, we have to assign here, assign in the integer I. So this integer I test value will be assigned. So first we have to go for this test method. Test method will be called from here. So a static int test, again integer type of declaration is there. So for that we need to return integer type. So inside this method we have a SOP that will be print, and after that return 20, means the value of test method is 20. Okay, so that 20 will be initialized integer I here, and after that what will happen, it will go for to print the I value. So I value is 20, and after that main end will be there. So we need to run this program. If you'll run this program, then you will get like from main being, then test will be called, then 20, and then after that main end, like this. So this is the way which will be called the method return. So what is static, what is int, what is integer method test, and how to call this one method to another method, what is return type, how we will assign this test method details, return type to this integers, like that. So what are the exceptions you are getting, you can understand this exceptions later from the different scenarios. And here we have a main method. Inside the main method, again we created a test method, so that test method will call here, and this is again integer type. So integer type, this form method will call, and then test 10, return 10 is declared, so that declaration is 10. So here I value will be 10. After that again j, so j is 10 plus test. So test method again will call here, and then from test will be printed in 10. So the j value will be 10 plus 10 is 20. And after that what will happen here, the system.out.println test. So test again this will be called, and then the value will be written here 10 from test, and then 10, and then I value is 10, j value is 20, and again the I plus j plus test. So like that, so we have to see the output here, like how we need to call this method inside the method, and also see form test 10 10 10 20 10 10 20, and then form test, and here 20. So because the test value is returning, yeah, form test is happened, then 10. So I value is 10, j value 10 plus 10 is 20, then form test again, form test is printed, and after that I value is what is, see this way, yeah, this is this. So if you'll expand here, you'll get a proper output of this. See form test, then form test, and form test will be created, then form test will be created 10, and form test will be created, and then here I j value will be 10 10, method will call this one form test, and after that I value is 10 with j again 10, and form test, and then 20, and then it will go for this test. So that test form test, and then 10. So I I value is 10, j value is 20. Okay, and then again form test, I value I plus j. So 10 plus 20 plus 10 equal to 40, correct? Yeah, like this. So if we'll print this one test, so this test will happen like a form test, and the return type is 10. So that 10 will be printed, and then I value is 10, j value is 20, then again here I plus j and test. So form test, and I plus j is 30 plus 10 equal to 40, like this. And here if you'll go here for this, created a class as a u, inside that we have a package declaration, and after that we have a main method. So that main method is started, and then it will wait for this test. So that test will have a static int test, integer type of test, then it will call the main form test, and after that return 20. So form test return 20, and then again it will go for this main end. So like this you can do the execution of flow, how a static method will execute and all. So see here, main method and being, and then test call, test will have a form test, and after that main end. So like this. And after that we'll go for this one. This we have a, see where in main method we have a output of system.out.println test method. So in that test method we have a void type of test method is there. So what is the error here? The method println boolean type in the print stream is not applicable for this argument void, because the test method what we are declaring as a void, but print stream println is a part of print stream. So here in this is applicable only for the boolean type, not for this void type. So that's why we are getting exception. You will get some error. This, the method println is a boolean type, print is not applicable for this argument. So like this. So while you are creating, you will get this exception. So we'll discuss the next one is created a class as a W, and added the package here, and after that what we seen here, the main method, this main method will have a 10 plus test method. So the test method will be called, and after that the void type of test method is there. So void type of test method is there, and then we'll print this form test, and after that we don't have any return type, so this operator is undefined for this argument type into void. So this type of error will come because this is a void type and you are adding this void plus in integer type. So integer will get a this operator plus undefined this argument type as integer void. So here if you'll run this program here to this, then you'll get this idea for this project. Like the operator plus is undefined for the argument type as int void, because of return type is void, and void type of methods are there, and plus you are defining for this, so that's why. And then we'll have a others program which have this one, and inside this we have a test method, main method will call test. So that test method will go and integer ahead I equal to 10, and this is an integer type, so we are defining return, so that return will have a I, so that I value is 10, so that is fine. So this what will happen if we'll run this program, then the main method will go for the test method will have a return type, so that return type 10 will be, but there is no SOP, so nothing will be there. And if we'll put it this I, then you'll get a 10, and then this is this one is the main method. We will check where is the main method. Inside that main method is this one, so this is the gateway, and inside that test is called test one is there from test, then return 100 because integer type is there. Then it will go for this test 2, so test 2 will call, then this will be, then inside that again test 1 will come, then it will go for the test 1. So in that test 1, because this is also return type, so return type is test 2, because test 2 whatever the test 2 return type, the same will be have test 1 return type will go same of the test 2. So this one have a test 1, inside the test 1 will have a return type, so that return type will be this one. and then we'll go for the sum of test 1 and test 2, and test 2 again will be called. So like that we have to run the execution. So like how many iterations and all will do, how to call, how we will check the outputs and all. So this is from test 2 and all like this. So how 200, because 200 will test 1 plus test 2 as execution, and that test 2 will call. And then we have the last of this app3 program. So inside this we have a main method with test1. So test1 is an integer type, it will call this integer, return 10. Then again we'll have a test2, test2 will the main method, and this also have integer type, but this return type as a test1. So whatever the test1 return type will call as a test2 return type also. And then test3 will have a test3, then here return type of test1 plus test2. So whatever the test1 return type is 10, and test2 return type also, this test1 return type is 10. So 10 plus 10 is 20, like this return type will be printed. So if we'll run this one, then what will happen here? See this one, form test, this, then term test 2, and then 20 will be printed like this. So after that we'll have a last of the section 1, we'll have a 4 applications, apps. So created is this one. So if I'll close at this, and then last is this one. So here what will happen, we have to create another class as a, and then package declare, and then main method. In main method we have integer type I. This is the local variable is defined inside the method, and then main method is called in through the system, and after that we have a test class, test method. So the test method will go for here, but whatever the test method here, this is non-argumented inside, and but whatever the test method here on this inside the class, it's argumented integer type I, they are asking for that. So here you will get some exception. What type of exception? The method int is not applicable for this argument. So this will be go for the compile time exception here. So if you execute this program, because non-argument and argument method is there. So see the method test int is a type of A, is not applicable for this argument. So type of A is a class, so it's not applicable for this argument. So we have this error, and then we'll go for the next. We'll see the next one. So the next one will have this one. So this main method, and then test 10 will be called. So that 10 is a argument type. So what type of argument is integer? So the same, it will call for this integer argument. So a static void test integer argument is there inside form test, and then I. So I value is 10 here, so that will be printed. This is the void type, so that not have a return value, but I value is 10, so that will be printed. And after that it will be called the again this blank, and then we have a int k. So that k again have argument type. So this argument is an integer type. So this will be called with this method and will be printed. So we have a like argument method, not argument method, very return type, not return type, like this. So you have to understand when to use this and where how we were calling this one. And after that we have others program which is related for this class. We created a C, and then package we declare, and after that we'll go for the main method execution. So in the main method execution we have a test argument type 100, and that is integer type. So we'll call this integer type of method. So we have a static void test integer. So this integer type have I. So this I value will be initialized here 100, and then this will be test form test 100. Then again it will go for the test k, int k is value 200. So then test k plus 200 means 200 plus 300 is 500. Then it will call for this same test method as a void type. Then int m. So this m is here. So m is not initialized. So again is not initialized. Then after that we'll get some compile time extra, because the local variable may not has initialized. So while you are creating any local variable, you need to initialize that. Whatever the value will have, that need to be initialized. So if you are not doing, then you will get this exception, like the local variable may not initialize, please initialize this. So like that, these exceptions will come here. And then we'll go for the next one. The next one will have the class is this one. The main method will have integer m, and the local variables is there. Local variable integer m is we have defined, right, 10. So that is fine. After that we define here 10, so that will go for the test method. Test method also have an integer type, so that I value will be defined as a 10, and then we'll print this, and then we'll go for this system.out.println main method execution. So if you run this program, you'll get this output, and then we have this program that is related for this. So if you have main method, inside the main method we have a two argument. One is 10, 20. So 10, 20 means two arguments. So whatever the two argument related method will be there in the test, that will be called. So what we seen here, void type is there, means no return type, and then this test have integer I and j. So this I and j value is 10 plus 20 will be initialized, and then it will call this one, and then print. After that again we have I value is 200. So that test again they are calling 200 plus 500, this will be called. Again we have test value is 2000 and I value is 200. So like 2200 will be initialized and called. Again we have I and I, so I and all it will be 200 and 200 like this. So if you run this program, you'll get how we are calling argument type of test method. So this one, so 200 done like this. And if you will go for this thus f classes we declare and that, and then create a package inside that main method. This main method have I is 20, so this 20 has initialized with local variable inside the method, and after that we'll have a main being, then we have I, so that I value is 20 has already initialized inside the method. So this 20 will be called here, and after that it will go for the parameterized test method. So the test method as a parameter as test I, so this will be called, and return type sorry this one, and after that again they have mentioned I equal to 10 reinitialize. So this I value will be reinitialized here with the 10. So also we can reinitialize this local variable based on the reference. So while you are doing this one, so because of we don't have any return type here, because this is a void type, so you have initialized. So I equal to 20, it will call for this method, and then you initialize this I, but there is no return type, so the value will be printed from there only, main method value only. So the 20 will be the output here in main end. And this one we have main method inside I equal to 10, and then it will go for the 10 here, and then inside this 10 will be printed, and here they are doing some post increment. Already we discussed it before in post increment, so that what they are doing inside this SOP, they are the post decrement and increment. So we have a increment, decrement, pre-increment and post increment like that. So these things, so what are the topics we cover? Post increment, decrement, local variable, a static method, non-static, and argument, return type, operators and all. So these all are the part of core Java concept: logical questions, objective questions, interview questions, and concept of logical questions, so that you will understand all those things where we are getting this, what type of exception, how to solve, because of which line of code we are getting this. So the main method we have a I equal to 10, we'll call I test I 10, and then it will go for this argumented method. Then again they have a post, and then we'll go for this I, and after that here I value will be 1, 11, and If we'll go for the main method, because they don't have return type, so the main method will have a same 10 value, because here nothing will be increased, because this don't have a return type, this is the void type. So whatever the value is there, that is for this method only, and for this method will have a same value. So the class we have a this one, so main method have a test, two argument, one is boolean, another is integer type. So the same method we have to call boolean integer type. We'll go for that form test, then flag whatever the boolean value and integer value, that will print. And again you are doing boolean false, so that boolean type and all, so that true and false will be printed in that cases. First time true, another time is false, like that. And then we have other program which will have this way. Main method, so the main method have this one, so that's main method will have this one, so the main method, and after that we have one is boolean double type, another is character type. Based on that this method will be called, but this is return type as a void, so this will be printed here. And after that it will go for this v2, so this characters v2 is s type, and double v is this one, so again this will be called v1 and v2, and this will be called here. So like that we have a multiples argument also we can declare inside the method, either return type or not return type, or maybe void, or any type of variables related return type. So if you'll go here for the other program, we have this one. So main method is calling test, so test is not argument, fine. This is a return type, so that return type because of integer they have declared, so that and they find I equal to 0 and then returning the same. So yeah, that's fine. So here what will be the value here in the SOP, will get some 0 there, because they are doing return, so that return will come in this main method value. So after that we'll have this one class L, so this main method is 0, integer local variable has defined, and then it will call this test, so that test again they have initialized I equal to 0 inside that, because and they are doing the return type. So inside this method we have same integer I has defined also, so that is fine, because local variable, both every method will have a local variable with the same variable name or reference also, not an issue. But inside the same method we can't use the same variable declaration with the same reference type, so that is fine. And thus if we are doing some output, so that output will have a 1, because here you are doing I equal to 0, so that test will be called test, we have I equal to 0, so they are doing some post increment, but here I key value is 0 here, but so the test value will be 0, and here I value also have a 0. And if you will go for this one, this is the main method I equal to 0, inside the test I 0 will be called, and then they are doing some return plus plus, so I plus 1 will be called here. This is the post increment, so while doing the post increment I equal to 0, so that 0 and 0 will be called here, because this I is related for this main method value, and this I is related for this test method value. If we go for here this n, so I equal to 0, so I equal to 0, and then they are doing post decrement, so the post decrement also same, I equal to 0, I minus minus, so I minus 1, then minus 1, minus 1 0, and here I equal to test I, so test I is 0, no, minus 1, then minus 1 will call here, then run test I, like this. So we'll run this program here, See 0 0 0. How? Because of I equal to 0 here. So this 0 will be defined here in I, and then after that it will go for the here. So this I return type is I. So I minus minus is there, but currently I is 0. So this 0 will be printed here, and again this is the value of 0, I equal to 0, and then here I test I 0. So the 0 will go here, and then 0 minus minus. So first current value will be 0 and then 0, like this. So here we have main method. Inside the main method I is 0, so 0, and then integer type plus pre-increment. So while pre-increment will have a 1 before initialize, it will be increased. So the test value and whatever the main value. So we'll see this while we run this program, we'll get a 1 or 0. So because for this pre-increment is happening, so that will be 1, and this is I value of main method of variable, local variable. Yeah, so this is the main method. Inside the main method, test9 is integer type pre-decrement, so the pre-decrement will happen. So minus is 8 and I is 0, so system dot again 0, so 0 is minus 1, so this will be there. If we'll run this program, you can think about that, how we are getting this error and all, and what are the output we are executing, how we are getting this. So if you want, you can add the debug also and see the flow, because I have already gone through that, added the flow and seen. So this is the main program. Inside that I equal to 0, there we are doing some post increment, so I equal to 0 will be there, this will be called here, and then I plus plus. So this also return type also have post increment, and then we'll have a SOP of I value. So that I value will be have a this one equal to 0, so that 0 will call here, then it will be increment. So 0 will be increased, and then I value have 1. So 0, and after that 1 value will be printed. And then we have a class R. So in that class R have I 0, so 0 plus test I plus plus, so that's increment, and after that return type they are doing post decrement. So the post decrement, and then I value, again I value, then post decrement, then after that again doing post decrement. So like that we have to run the code, and we'll see how the output is coming, and you need to also do some dry run from your mind and see this output. So these all are the execution logic based on this your program related for the non-static, static, pre, post, local variables, declaration and all. So main method here I, and after that we'll have a test I plus plus, so that post increment is happening. So I value is 0, and it will go for this main method I 0 for pre-increment, like pre-increment is also happening. Then I value printed, and then I equal to 0, then a post decrement, and then again pre-increment is happening, and then they are declaring this value. So we have post decrement, post increment, pre-decrement, pre-increment. So this will be happen. And then I have others program which have main method I equal to 0, I equal to 0, so 0 will be in SL, and after that post increment, and then I equal to test I plus plus, and then we'll see this. So here what will happen, see 0 is there, so that 0 will be there, and after that it will go for this 0 will be printed, then here 0 plus, so increment, so that increment will happen 0, and here 0 will be defined here, and then again it will be enter 0, like this. So we have this one, like the same, we have decrement also, post decrement. So while post decrement I equal to 0, I is 0 here, and again here we define the 0, that will go for the 0, correct. Then you are doing again return type as a post, so that will be initialized on the next of. So what will happen? The output will happen like a 0 0 only. So if this is the main method where we have I and j equal to test I plus 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 I. So the test will call this one with the increment. So I value will have 0. It will go for that, and then I plus plus here. So the j value will have a 0 plus 1 equal to 1, and then it will be the print. So we have to check what is the I and j value. So 1. So I value also will be increased by 1 and j value is also 1. So 1, 0 plus 1 1, and I value is also 1. Yeah, correct. So this way, and then this is the other program which we have like main method inside I. So all are related to our post, pre and all. So j inside the method calling. So j is test plus post increment plus I j pre increment. So while you go, you'll go for this one, whatever the integer value will come, and after that they are returning the integer is a pre increment. So you need to check this program to run. While you run this, you will compare and see the exact code output. So here how to, so because see here I is I 0 0 plus I 0, so 0 will go here, and 0 plus 1, and then plus 1, and I is 0 plus 1 0, and again here 1. So 1 go here 2. So the I value is 2 and j value is 5. 2 plus 2 5. 2 2 and 1 5. Yeah, so this is the program which have main method I and then j. We have post increment, then I, then test post increment, then pre increment, post increment, pre increment, like that. So if you compare, then you have to execute with the dry run to clarify this concept, and then see the output here, like how this is happening. Every time we'll call this test call only, and then this will be printed like this. We have some lengthy pre and post call. So this one and I is like this, and they are calling this two method. One is test, one is an integer type, test 2 is also integer type, both are integer, and return is plus and return is plus plus, pre and post. So first test have post increment, second test have pre increment. So while you do you will get some j value and I value. So while you print the I and j value will be printed. So if you want, you can do the dry run and think about this and see what are the exact issue, output is coming or not. Then others we have a gist j, and then here this one. So main method also have I j value is there, and then we have a this type of test. Three classes are there. One is integer type test 1, there is integer type test 2, return type test 3, and they are doing some pre increment, post increment, decrement and all. So you can do the dry run here and check the exact output is coming as per your understanding. So this will get while you run this, so you'll get this output like this. We have multiple things are there, so we have this like this. Then we have others program. These all are just for this. Already we cover all the things. So we have I equal to, then we have post, then I, then test call post, then I, and then we are executing this one, and return type is because integer is there, so we are doing return type, and then we have a void return type, and a method is argument type. So the argument type is an integer type. So if we'll call how this I is 0 0, then increment by 1. So here 1 0 plus 1, and then again here 1. So that one, and it will go for here 1 1 1, and then here, so 0 1 1 1. So I value is 0 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. It's 1 2 3 4. And then this way we have others, we have z. So in the main method I is 0, then again test1 test2 and test2, we have post pre all is happening, and through that we have to check this increment decrement. So how pre will happen, and how post will happen, how pre decrement will happen, how post decrement will happen, like that we have to search, we have to check. So mostly we cover in the core Java concept, all are. So this also have a test 3 calls, or everyone have a pre post call here. So what happened in the mostly we have called this all topic, whatever the topic I cover, like a local variable and static variable, static method, non-static method, static argument, static declaration without argument, static declaration without non-argument, return type, void. So these things we cover: increment, decrement, post increment, pre-increment, pre-decrement, like this. Operators, plus, minus, multiples and all. So inside these sections, first sections we cover all 4 apps. So app 1, app 2, app 3 and app 4. Inside this we cover these all 5 to 6 topic here, just a basic topic, and after that we'll go for the others sections from tomorrow onwards. Thank you.